as safe as he possibly can, as the rest of his team is going to be flying forward.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And he can offer a good amount of range and poke from a distance while the team is going in, I gotta say. Unless JDG can get a pretty significant advantage early on, they are going to be in trouble. So it makes sense. And, you know, when it comes to especially high variance leagues like LPL, leagues where we fight a lot, you just kind of go with, like, we're always going to get to the late game Slayer. Always.
Oh, it definitely feels like it. These mid laners looking to throw down early.
Goodbye,
Scout canceled the seismic
Unless
shove with his dash, but the Q3 misses for Scout. Shanks flashes after. One more rock should do it, and the seismic shove will seal it. Scout falls solo bolo style to Shanks for first blood.
Nice buffer. I actually didn't know that you could do that as Yone. But basically what happened after was, yeah, he missed the Q3. He ended up flashing and dying because Shanks had the opportunity.
Here we go. Shanks riding the wall, cuts off Scout from the rest of his team. So a 3v4 brewing, but there's the fate sealed. Nice. Scout revenge coming across. Kyle does not have the unbreakable will, so he will be broken. Missing, able to get himself back out of safety. Tarzan trying to rescue this fight, but Shanks is far too low, and Hope cannot get close enough to help his superstar jungler. Just like that, JDG with a quick 2-kill response.
A little bit of an ugly fight, but overall it was a really nice skirmish there coming from Scout.
Swings back over mid. He's going to grab this one. They've got Flandra in position for the top wave. One of the big things we talked about that makes AL different from really every team in the Rumble stage already showing beatdown. They're just so well positioned on the map constantly.
Yeah, the movements are good. They don't drop waves too often. And it is really good stuff. It's the team fights where they falter. It's the skirmishes that don't always go their way because at times they just get outplayed. But getting a pretty big...
Don't have a Rift Herald to play for either, so it's really on these two teams to look for proactive plays on their own, continuing to move through the map as we've got the bot lanes now back towards the mid lane. With their junglers hovering, but Scout is looking for a flank angle. He's off vision. He gets the two-man fate sealed. Shun throws the alley-oop, and Scout dunks them home. Kyle can be picked off by Paze in the background as well, and Shanks is just a little too late to the party. Once again, JDG just better in the skirmishes right now in game one. Spike for most of these champions.
Eclipse, I fear.
Okay, yeah, Eclipse, true. But hey, here's the Thunder Sky coming through. Shanks sees his assist down, has no way to run away without Flash, and June is just everywhere on the map, but AL's looking for a response towards the mid side. Tarzan trying to push the tempo with no ult on missing.
Feels a little silly and dangerous, unless Tarzan wants to throw his life for a 50-50, but okay, we're going.
Kyle, he goes in, but that was a great headbutt for missing, so Tarzan and Hope are on the wrong side. Kyle is just easy pickings for Paze, but they let him limp away, and Hope is going to grab the kill on the missing. Flandra with the hero's entrance does fly in, and somehow, some way, Anyone's Legend bash down the door and grab the dragon.
I mean, look at Flandra. No TP, no ult. He's in the bottom wave. There's just that TP guarantees that the Rift Herald is going to go over to JDG. It's nice. They can turn that into first brick. They can turn that into more gold. And it should also give them feats of warfare if they're able to get that too, which every little bit helps.
They are one objective closer, or if they grab that first turret, like you talked about. But AL are over-indexing towards this top side. It's a turret race. The Herald's going down in the mid lane. AL are going to win it. So with those grubs and Demolish, they get the first turret. They do trade it 2-for-1, though. So the Herald and Scout are going to make it a positive gold play for JDG, nonetheless. But this is the pure damage spike I feel that Ezreal really gets to. So Paze, a guy who has been the best AD carry in the league so far these last couple of weeks, going to be put in a pretty big spot as Shanks cuts off the escape angle, missing pops the unbreakable will, so it's going to be pretty hard to burn through this beefy cow. Missing will finally fall for the first time, though. Enough damage from Hope and Tarzan to bring that one home.
If they space out their CC well enough, they're just going to make it kind of
pointless. Hope! No, that's not where you gotta go with the clicks. He gets caught by Paze and Shun, but somehow is able to escape with his life. The equalizer comes down. Kyle flashes just in time to get out to safety, but now Anyone's Legend, they're playing on the back foot. They have two people with blinking health bars, and Paze finds the Mystic shot to snipe down onto Kyle. He's arcade shifting forward with confidence. That's the AD carry with the better clicks right now, and Paze showing why.
AL are trying to sneak this dragon away, but I don't think it's going to be that simple.
Shun is here, missing as well. Pays coming through. Tarzan, that is not low enough health for you. Got to bail out of the pit. They're just going after Flandra. The tanky Galio finally going to have his armor cracked through. Shanks teleports in, but they've already lost their top laner. Ola does have to flash. Shanks gets a whole full combo. His Hope flies back in, hits the rocket. One more down. Pays is limping away with single-digit HP. The Dragon will be claimed for AL, but guess what Scout was up to in the top side?
You get as a team, or every takedown that much more valuable, but in the end, because they are able to force them out of the Dragon Pit, AL are the ones who are halfway to a soul. They knock down a turret in the lane, and
nonetheless, Shun is right in the pit on Dragon Spawn. Kyle does spot a reset from Scout come across on the top side, but Dragon is just immediately getting started here. Shun and Pays have more than enough damage to handle this thing on its own. And AL not really going to be able to find much as a response.
No, I mean, Flandre, he's going to have to let go of that bottom tier 1 as well. I mean, AL, they do get an opportunity to push out this top wave.
And Missing is setting up a decoy, just trying to get vision in. With all that damage, I mean, it's completely cut through, and now Scout's flashing forward, gets the Fate Seal. They're pouring everything onto Kyle, as Shanks' Weaver's Wall is going to save Leona. But Kyle might look to turn this thing. He's a pretty healthy Leona. Tarzan flies in, gets the stasis out of Ola, but the taunt is timed up so well. Flandra dies next. Missing follow, but there's the dash forward. Tarzan has another.
He's going.
The pack is unleashed, and he sees red going forward, chasing down JDG. Finally, Anyone's Legend snapped their skirmish loss streak at a big point.
Get their sole point, but it's going to be tough. If you keep giving up objectives like that, I mean, it could still end up leading towards your loss. Nice thing for AL.
Just got by this point. The Baron power play going to last for about a minute longer, but maybe finally with somebody to go toe-to-toe with Scout. The Fate Seal caught by Tarzan, but look at the damage Scout's putting out. It's ludicrous. Does get down this Quicksilver Sash, but there's too many taunts, too many stuns for Scout to blow through, and here comes Tarzan back for revenge.
JDG, they want to keep them here.
There's the equalizer, the cease and desist, easy. Zanyas comes across for Shun, so the ult doesn't go down. Hope trying to play from the back line, but they don't have Flandra, and Kyle's a little bit late to the party, far too up the lane. It's pandemonium, everybody's layering on top of each other, with the Spirit Blossom procs are coming through, and Missing gets a headbutt pulverized down. Pace flashes back out to safety, his Hope's damage is massive, and now all of a sudden it's just Pace standing up tall. The superstar AD carry for JDG will not find himself another highlight play. Blinking health bars be damned. Ace to Anyone's Legends.
Big time. These kinds of performances are really what we want to be seeing from Anyone's Legend, because this is kind of where we criticize them for falling short. They just kind of get outhandsed in team fights. That's how we like it here. As right now, JDG, big focus for them, just trying to secure this dragon and deny the Ocean Soul away from AL. To be honest, I don't really know why we're doing this hard commit. Yeah, this is the second time this game where AL is just slow to recognize an objective is being taken. And slow to respond,
And the Death Brushes stack up once more. Who for Anyone's Legend will ferry the way into the darkness? It's Kyle going to land a Solar Flare on the Missing, but it's Scout caught on the top side of the fight here. Kyle going to flash back along with Flandra as Shun goes in onto Tarzan, has that GA, but the flash season assist, they get on top of Hope. Can the Corki stay protected? Because Pace is doing tons of damage on the front side, but Hope stands up tall. Shun falls first. Missing's health bar is very critically low. There goes Scout with the unsealed Yone ultimate, but it's immediately answered by Azanias, and Pace is really trying to dish out the damage. Arcade shift forward, finds the kill onto Shanks. It's who else but Shanks to fall.
A little bit contested. JDG come out on top, and we'll see if you're right, Slayer, and whether or not this Baron is going to be that difference maker there. We still have long spawn timers.
Clean up these fights.
Yeah, I will say, Hope going the tier 2 boots with the Feet of Warfare upgrade is really nice. You do get that physical damage shield, you do get the extra armor. It is going to help his ability to survive in these fights. But it's tough. JDG want to make the use of the Baron that they've gotten for themselves. It's going to be an easy tier 2 pickup. The only one left is on that top side. You can see Scout escorting a wave at the same time on the mid lane.
And they have Soul Dragon coming up in 30 seconds, so they don't even need to commit hard to knock down this base because they can get a Dragon Soul. It's actually AL that has to force the issues. Pace's cleanse is burned from a good Solar Flare from Kyle, and Missing is caught in the Buzzsaw. But this cow does not burn. The Alistair's damage not being taken, and Hope gets sniped by the Equalizer. The Redemption won't save him because Shun flies in with the cease and desist. Hero's entrance doesn't mean squat. The real hero is Scout with the fate sealed. It's JDG wrapping up all the kills. They've got the GAs behind them. Pace popped back up, and down falls AL once more. That's 3 straight game wins for JDG over the top 2nd seed in Group Ascend.
And they needed to fight to win, Slayer, and they managed to make it happen. It's 18-12. It took 42 minutes, but JDG, they're going to put themselves up at match point.
Starting off the exact way the matchup went last time around beatdown.
Yeah.
As JDG are now just 1 win away here. And like, all right, yeah, I'll do it. There's nobody come top. We're farming. It's like they start farming. They just stand on opposite sides, just catch opposing waves constantly. I mean, they both got healing in their kit. Like
Scout is here, fully stacked. All it's gonna take is 1 W.
Yeah. Man, this is just a war of attrition right here. But Shun stepping too far forward on his lonesome. Has to burn his flash now, so both junglers without their flashes it's just ping galore. All I hear is the ping sound. Everybody wants to fight. Nobody's really going to start it off until Missing gets some autos down onto level 2 Hope. Stun comes across for Tarzan. He's trying to hold the front line. KL flies in, gets huge knockups. Shanks on the backside, able to clean up 1. And now all bets are off, but it's Shanks from the Shroud to find the critical kill. Pays without mana. Scout not trying to protect his AD carry. Needs to get out of dodge. And the knockup sings through. Kyle gonna gift a kill to Hope. And somehow, some way, AL rescue that bot side jungle escapade.
Still getting some alone time with this turret. I mean, Missing is there too, but the fact is, a big wave is being dropped as a result, and the lead just continues to grow between marksmen here on both sides. Pays is already level 6. Has been part of so many turret plates being taken, and he's 30 CS up now.
Yeah. Even topside too. Multiple waves up for Allah, who's going to be able to walk back up towards that turret. Shun seeing the grubs going down off the top side overload. We'll pick up the dragon, but this is first turret with full plating. So that's a big cash injection for anyone's legend.
Yeah, I will say 9-minute first brick is themselves in this very minor aggregate gold lead that we're seeing. But it isn't much, especially if Tarzan dies.
Yeah, Tarzan not going to come across. Shun commits the flash for it. Missing there as well to boost up the Xin Zhao in a rarity. Tarzan caught. Going for Raptors. Winners finals from Split 1 playoffs. This is very much so a preview of what's to come in the playoffs as well, knowing both these teams are locked in. So both these teams should definitely be treating this like a playoffs as Pays dropping the Culling, gets flashed over by Hope. The engage, though, comes off to the side on a Missing. The Nami served up like sushi. Down goes Kaya with the flash. Shun not going to fall with the wind, becomes lightning. Scout here, but a bit too late with the stun ready with Tibbers. So the pick found for AL, but what's the cost on the flip end of the map?
It is Ale, again, getting damage onto these turrets, being that split push menace. He already has the Trinity Force, is able to knock down 2 plates since our conversation about him started. And that's almost 5 plates taken down on that bottom side as well. And I say almost, he's going to easily take it.
Yeah, Shanks just, it's really hard to ever force a 1v1 into this Yorick once he gets the Maiden stacked up. He gets his ghouls out.
Yeah.
Shanks is getting completely bodied by Allah. That is flash, perfect execution, everything used defensively out of the Akali's kit.
They're quite literally just to live, and Shanks still got really low in the process. So JDG gonna have an easy time securing this dragon. It's gonna be their second this game, and they're honestly well on track to go for a Dragon Soul. I'm gonna find out any second now what that soul is going to be. Ooh, Cloud Soul, very fun. Ooh. We all love move speed, guys.
Hey, you know, Tibbers call, and now the Rift Herald is the real prize for anyone's legend. They are on vision, taking down this Herald. Scout has his stun, back up, but JDG, yeah, great call beat down. They could just index into turrets. They don't need to fight over this Herald, but Shun wants it. He flies in, he goes for the Gambit, but it falls flat, and it costs him his life and the Herald. Tarzan securing both.
They can block the path from AL, so they can't stop this tier 1 from going down. So it's still more gold for JDG, even though that kill was unnecessary. And now AL have a chance to respond because Shanks is the one actually who's sitting on that eye of the Herald here.
Drop there from Pays, kind of just a Bit of a scouting calling, getting some poke down as Tarzan goes for the engage onto Shun, and Kyle immediately snaps forward with the charm. Good flash from Shun to get away from the knockup. The tidal wave comes across the crescent guard. Will it be enough? No! Shun falls, but here comes Ala on the backside.
Whoa.
Hope gets trapped in the pit, but flashes out himself to safety, and Flandra's here as well to back them all up. The blast cone keeps everyone safe, but Scout flashing forward does not get the stun onto Hope. Perfect Featherstorm channel. Shanks will be the one to pay his life as well, but Scout gets straight out. But here comes Pays going after Kyle, but they've left Ala to his lonesome on the top side here. The main doing a lot of really good job to buy space as Pays gets flashed on by Tarzan. Doesn't he have enough damage? Kyle coming through for the knockup. Yes, he finds the kill. The slippery recon for Kyle getting so much value, and now the withers through. The Nasus is throwing down the hammer, but Ala flies in, executes Kyle as this fight gets even murkier. And we end with 3 for 3 on this Yorick has as we go back live, and oh no, the player improvement plan. No, that's Scout dead on the side lane.
To be fair, we don't know what happened. Maybe it wasn't his fault. It's possible.
It was an overload, and it does get all the top tier 1. So the Yorick has his own time. Am I just coping? Here we go. We'll find
maybe.
out.
Probably. I mean, worth noting, he does have the second item already. Fear Shojin. It's going to be that much more difficult. I respect Flandra for going for the Frozen Heart. I think it ends up being a good call. And JDG, speaking of, are just going to go ahead and force this. I got to imagine this is a kind of a bait. This is kind of dangerous.
This is risky. They don't have TP advantage. Flandra can join and make this a 5v4. Are they just leashing this Otacon? They use the Tidal Wave, the Crescent Guard, just to back themselves up to safety. The Culling comes down as well. Good Blade Caller. Keeps the Lucian in place from Hope. Everybody going to reset here. Yeah, it's still held by Ala. Scout's running his way over. There's a great Blade Caller again from Hope. This time it catches the Lucian, but Shun flies in, finds both kills onto the bottom lane. Now he's in a 1v3 all by his lonesome, trying to hold the line. So many low health bars. Can Shun clean any of them up? No! He falls to a Flandra double kill. It's all on the solo lane. Scout gets the first stun, drops Tippers onto Flandra's head. He's trying to heal through it all, but here comes the Spade to slap him down from Ala.
I mean, no. Kyle's no ulti
Pays! Holy moly, he gets caught by Tarzan, who flash stuns him. That's both summoners off of this Lucian that has to play so close quarters. Otacon getting a ton of damage value done. But I don't know if they want to commit to this fight. AL hopes get caught this time. It's both AD carries trading all their health bars to be able to survive. But Shun also gets out with the Crescent Guard. But here comes Flandra running through them all. He doesn't care about damage. He doesn't care about CC. He's running down JDG, holding 3 at bay. Turns the Wither back on its head as well. The Otacon with the assist, though, for JDG. As down goes Flandra. Tarzan tries to throw up the Unbreakable. It is broken by the Ghouls. Another lengthened fight, but finally we have ourselves a victor, and it's JD Gaming. Respondents to struggling to close out some of these fights, hand stiffing their teams, but this time, maybe Shakes could be the hero after he fell short last time. He has a huge flank. They're going after Scout. He has the stun up. He's going to drop it onto Shakes so the Akali can't go in, and by the time he flies in, it's too damn late, because this time, Pays out puts the damage to maximum, and Ala just chases down Hope, just like that. Boom goes the dynamite, triple to Pays, ace, JD Gaming. Again, it's just the marking of Shanks in these fights. This Akali beatdown is not getting it done for AL, and it's just cost them back-to-back fights and maybe the game at this point. They do get control of this Cloud Drake, so they're going to even them up. JG are just way more focused on these mid waves. They've got a huge Baron wave coming in. They do have to be a bit safe about a flank coming down.
I already didn't like the idea of trying to force this play Slayer, but the fact that Ala just breaks their ankles, just absolutely shatters them, it just makes it feel that much worse, because then AL lost so much on the map for literally nothing. Literally.
Legit zero. Not even a flash. Not even like
not even a spell.
Scare.
Not even a skill.
Nothing. Just
no
right
mana.
Clicks. Right clicks costed them 2 tier 2 turrets, and you know things are going bad when an AD carry is confident stepping up to an Akali. That's where Pays is at. It's not me. they're knocking down the inhibitor 2-3 turret. At some point, AL, we're going to have to start gambling. We're going to have to start forcing fights to try and climb back in this one, or it's going the same way of the first round robin. There's Shakes trying to start it off with the Grand Starfall. Pays does commit the flash to get back, and they do catch missing out. Use a lot of ultimates to kill him off, but they also have Shooncott. Goes forward, the Crescent Guard gets a huge heal, buys enough time for Scout to fly in. He doesn't get the stun on the Timbers, but sets up Pays, who will break through the Tarzan E once more. It's just not enough, and All is doing it all on his own in the mid lane. That's gonna do it. No 45 minutes, nothing needed, just domination from JDG. They will head into playoffs, the number 3 seed, 5-0 in their last series, 10-0 in their last games, on top of the LPL, heading into playoffs.
And AL's last gasp as they watch JDG take their Nexus. They're gonna get O2'd, and they can't overcome these top teams.
Probably one of his most potent champions in a lot of these IG wins, has been a big factor in their win streak nonetheless.
Yeah, and I kind of like this angle too, just because, for one, you have a lot of ults to steal. Yeah, not to mention, but the problem here is that there is that gank angle. Because, I mean, Beishwan, yeah, of course.
Oh, look at this.
Does have that, yeah, exactly. We have both junglers here sitting in these bushes. And there's a couple ways this could go. I think they want to set up for the dive. That means JJ can go in now. Yeah,
JJ, and Elk is so low. He's easy pickings. Easy first kill. I mean, that is as sweet as it comes for IG. There's nothing for Beitwan to do as he watches his bottom lane collapse.
They get it right before the spawn of the Grubs, I think, is important. It does give BLG an opportunity to maybe fight for it if they want to early on, especially with JJ being forced to blow his flash.
Yeah, that has been sprinting all the way from base over to just try and make some impact because he knows that wave state is in such a treacherous spot. And he's getting some serious value. You called out JJ. Burns the flash get away from him. He gets an ult trade out of the Shy, who's trying to clear out the way for the dive that won't materialize in time. Peichuan does grab the dragon. Fight over these grubs. Like you called out, first one goes down before JJ spots out the rest of the take. Rookie gonna swing over, but there's 2 grubs already picked up for Beichuan. He has the Keeper's Verdict. He's gonna expertly. Is that on the ward? Hits the Keeper's Verdict. Ward, yeah. JJ gets flown out. Fizzles out. One caster minion. He's gonna start the dive. I mean, they do backbin off the turret. But here comes the response. The Shy is going to be the target. He's trying to get pretty slippery, but the Tangle Barb root landed through for On and made the Pop Blossom so easy. Elk grabs that kill. Rookie's TP just a bit too late. So BLG get the first kill on the board at a critical time. Spirit Rush out of Knight, so gets 2 charges out, but Beichuan's here for the turn. Charm going to go wide, though, from Knight, so JJ gets around it. Gonna try and slam him into the wall is Beichuan, but JJ has to burn the flash. He's going to try and go back for his camps, but Beichuan is there once again. This time it's the Crescent Guard. He goes for the Zinsec, but here's the Keeper's Verdict. On flashing forward into the Crescent Guard. Gets the Tangle Barb down. Rookie has the hijack Spirit Rush if he wants to go for the trade, but there's no members of IG over on this side of the map. Mako and Gala are too late on the rotate. Let's see if IG still want this fight. They have no business being in this jungle, and Mako ends up paying the price. But top lane chicken, no kills.
Yeah, but again, wanted to praise IG. I think they spent a lot of this early game minimizing BLG's impact.
Teams that can count and teams that don't.
That's right.
Rift Herald, the next play here for BLG. Remember, with the Ren Smite advantage, they really should never be 50-50s. Keeper's Verdict also does a big factor, but the ult's going to whiff. Nonetheless, they pick up the Rift Herald. Can Beichuan get the eye? Yes, he does. Rookie on the back end of the flank gets a huge hijack Pop Blossom, but once again, IG are separated on the fight. The Shy flies in with the Between Worlds. They knock down the Callista, but Bin is going crazy with the Flame Spinner. The Shy able to limp away alive, and Gala going to clean up. Knight goes down. And IG don't get the Herald, but they get a whole lot of gold. 4 for 2 on the fight win.
You can see Rookie. He gets a really big hijack Pop Blossom. He's able to sustain himself this entire time. Because of the space his mid laner buys him is huge.
The Shy as well slips right out with that Between World. Perfect execution on that Aurora.
Yeah, I mean, no Xin ult. You have a very low chance now of winning that fight. I think they're going to take the Drake, and IG look like they want to play for that fight after, but ooh, again.
Oh, but the charm from Knight. JJ does not have Crescent Guard to protect him from this Ahri damage. Got the Rend in store for Elk if he wants to make sure that there's no 50-50. It's really hard for JJ to even try and risk this dragon, so it goes down and Ode flies in with the 2-man Pop Blossom. The Shy is stun locked, falls down first, and that's all the BLG need. They fate call Own back out to safety. Flawless execution from Bilibili. sort of
different.
Different, an unusual spot to be in nonetheless. This is what we're a bit more accustomed to, is two junglers scrapping it out and maybe kicking a fight off the back end of that as Gala gets claimed by a Tangle Barb. On has been, well, on it with this Nico. Nonetheless, getting cleansed out. Rookie, excuse me, in the 1 versus 2 does not get the keeper's verdict off the hijack, and Beichuan returns him to sender. Uses the real hammer to throw up for the kill, and Knight grabs it.
Ability to secure objectives with the Ren Smite is so potent here. So they do have the run of this one if they want to. But even if they don't, they're just knocking down turrets on both sides of the map here. And BLG, they're winning big.
It's just constantly denying dives. He, over and over again, ults waves at the perfect time, soaks up a ton of pressure, gets that top tier 1 turret, forces Rookie to respond all the way to this wave, and while it didn't get the Opticon the first time round, it has those lasting effects, and now the Opticon picked up for free. You know things are going good. You're getting good eats when you get Opticon with 0 response, but
this overcommitment, they get nothing from it. They basically cede control of the entire map, because now...
Oh, and Beichuan, he's hunting. He went a little too far forward, but another clutch charm comes across. JJ has no Crescent Guard, no Xin Zhao ultimate. That's the jungler for IG down with Chem Tech Soul Drake up.
That's it. Soul's taken. There's really no contest to be had here. I don't even know why IG are even bothering to posture. They want to get front row movie seats to watch the Dragon Soul go through, I suppose. But at the end of it, no trade for IG, no response to be had. They just lose out on pretty much every level. They might lose a little bit more. Wow.
This is the BLG I know and love. They're going for the throat. On with the 2-man Pop Blossom. Gala didn't even get to move for a whole 5 seconds. 2 kills just like that, and BLG are hunted for more.
Have a decision. Do we try and contest this Baron? Do we all in on the person in the mid lane? And again, the vision is good. Beichuan can hit the ultimate, but I still think they can play for this one.
They have the Ren Smite, remember. There should be no world where JJ can get away with this steal. He's going to fly in. The tidal wave comes across. It gets close, but still, Beichuan secures it. Meanwhile, Gala gets booted out of the fight at about 40% HP, and that leaves the Shy to his lonesome. He's going to use the Between Worlds to try and dash out, but guess who calculated exactly for it? It's Beichuan and On, who meet him on the other side of his portal. Down goes the Equalizer, and here comes Bilibili Gaming with complete vengeance and no regard for Gala and IG. This is clinical.
Slow and slow, but Bilibili, as soon as they got a little bit of control, they ran away with this game, and IG have just not been able to respond. And the map play, the objective setup from BLG has just been too good, and it's gotten them this absurd gold lead that we're looking at right now at almost 10,000. Maybe a small loss incoming, but Rookie's able to walk away from this one. But yeah, to your point too about this return to form for BLG, it really has been a nice look for them, especially here today. If they're able to keep that up, this is a team where you really got to look at them for title contention to actually win the LPL here in Split 2.
Here's the final stand for IG at their inhibitor turret. Hijacked Pop Blossom just to hold Beichuan at bay. Look at the line of Ganon minions just set up right here. Just firing along on that turret that if it drops, BLG are going to full send it and maybe just wallet dip this one. On goes for a bit of an aggressive play onto the Shy. Luckily, he's got the Fate's Call to hold him in place. Crescent Guard, another defensive ult dropped by JJ's. The Equalizer comes through. Turret is down. JJ has no way out but to go forward. In flies Beichuan. They've got Knight coming across as well. Clutch Charm landed from Knight. He picks out the Shy from the fray, and that will do it. 30 minutes of near dominance from BLG to kick themselves off to a 1-0 series lead.
We're going to have a little fun with this one. Maybe bully Mako in the base, but what a great opener here for BLG. Again, no room for placements moving, but BLG, they're here to style.
Yeah, so it's...
Oh, it's Jace Mid. It's Jace Mid.
It's Jace Mid, yeah.
I don't know why. I had a moment where I was like, Scion Jungle.
Yeah.
What year is it? Where am I?
Lilia mid. What's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on here? We'll see if he gets a little bit swifty here with his Unstoppable Onslaught as the grubs are started up by Beichuan. Lilia very good at taking these grubs, but JJ, does not win the smite battle. So burns his smite, and without it, he can't even try and trade one of these back. And that one misstep on the D key is going to give BLG another game of 3 grubs.
Yeah. Honestly, I can't focus anymore because you said get swifty, and it like unlocked the memory.
finally started up at 11:30 on the clock. And Beatdown, how worried are you for IG now? Because we are already concerned from draft. Hold on, is Elk going to be the target of a pick play? Gets around the solar flare, but does not get away from the seismic shove. Doesn't have cleanse or flash, and there it is!
Not only is getting a kill onto Gala good, getting Elk off the map at all is a pretty big deal.
Oh, Beichuan. Oh, the flash, the resonate. There we go, JJ. That's why you picked the Lee Sin.
Otherwise, and again, I mean, we could be diving. Yeah, he's like really low mana. They have a wave.
Here comes Knight with the Jace. Weaver's wall. Bin flashes.
Ooh,
not
the
enough.
last rock.
Here comes Knight, though. The golden left hand. How many kills can he find? He's got to get some pretty good target selection here. Whiffs the enhanced shock blast. The Shy is dancing around him. The kill finally comes across, and Beichuan's here to clean up the second one. Right when you think IG are making the better play on the map, BLG shut it down. 2-1 kills.
Equalize. The very small gold lead that's up right now. On has to play defense just to make sure nothing funny ends up happening, but you got to imagine this is going to be a guaranteed take here. Can they walk out is the question.
They don't have that Lilting Lullaby, as you pointed out. Mako going to hold on to the Solar Flare. There is a Curtain Call as well. Shades of Corruption not going to land on a JJ. Own going to have to use the Unbreakable Will. Flashes, one Curtain Call shot, the other one blocked by Elk masterly. The Resonating Strike comes through for JJ.
Kick.
And gets the kill onto Owen with the kick. Ben Helt, full HP, very tanky Scion, but there's no damage behind him. He's kind of just holding the line here, daring all of IG to jump on after him. They won't find that kill either, but they're still playing through. The Triforce done for the Shy. This is really a huge strong point for that. The Shy special Nidalee, the lethality Lee Sin. Testing. How many turret shots can I take? How many Qs can I take from the Scion? Because you can't take very many Qs from this guy, this Knight. Jace coming across. The Seraph Shield, will it be enough to save Rookie? Ooh! Wow, is that damage from JJ ridiculous? Where the hell did Knight go? Just like that. Double kill over to Rookie. IG fighting their way to wins once more. But Beichuan on the other side of the map is going to allow Bin to finally shut down that pesky Nidalee.
Turret race. I think IG are probably going to win that turret race. Although PLG do have the grubs. It's looking like that isn't going to be quite enough. Yeah, it's Beats of Warfare. That Lee Sin damage is actually hilarious. At that point, he had finished the opportunity. And it was buffed recently for melee users. I think it was on 2509, but don't quote me on that. And now, unfortunately, Elk.
Yomu's.
You get to live.
Needs to hit the Chains of Corruption to really make that outplay come across. Yes. Gala lives thanks to that. Mako, hello. Zenith played through. Solar Flare. The Stunlock comes across on the page. The lethality Lee Sin is disgusting. And the Lilting Lullaby is cleansed by Gala, so he can't even be traded back out. Shouldn't have enough damage to finish off Own, I would think, with the Unbreakable Will. He goes back in, though. Elk damage is just not enough to knock down Mako. The Shy flies in next, trying to find the XQ. Gets right back over the wall. Flash out away from the Deadly Force. The Curtain Call doesn't hit onto Elk, but it finds Owen off to the side, and the Rookie flying on in, surfing with the Weaver's Wall. Mops up the next kill. PLG are starting to crumble, and here comes lethality Lee Sin again. Eviscerates the health bar of Elk just like that. IG break this game open to the tune of a near 4K gold lead.
Charged with this lethality Lee Sin. Has been able to do so much work here. Knight is going to get the turret trade. But actually, the
picture, we see the Rift Herald used to try and knock down this mid-tier 1 turret, but it is not falling. They're committing so much to do this, but it's going to be to the tune of Beichuan getting sacrificed. BLG trying to flex their very tanky front line, and that piercing arrow finally hit its mark. In with the shock blast. There is the combo the BLG were desperately waiting for from Elk and Knight. It gets them a big play to swing the pendulum back. The Shy trying to answer onto his own tier 2 turret, but the teleport was there for Bin. Oh my god, how's Knight done this? JJ so low, that's a huge shutdown. Gala's gonna trade it. And opens up the Curtain Call. He was so accurate last time. He found 2 kills. He's 3 for 3 on shots. 4 for 4.
God.
Gala is rent-free in Elk's head right now.
Oh my god. Doesn't miss.
7-0 on this Jhin for Gala. Oh, you were worried about it. Jhin is not a tank buster. We're really going to test that theory now. How ahead do you have to be be a tank buster?
Oh.
What is happening to
Oh,
BLG right now?
To be fair, IG's comp, really good at finding picks. Knight, who is flashless. I honestly think there's really only one way that could have gone. So it's going to give IG the opportunity. They're going to secure this Otacon, get that permanent buff going for them. And BLG are going to have no response here. IG get this lead back up to about 4,000 gold. Exactly how they needed to play out this early game. The more difficult it's going to be for really anyone to do anything about him on the side of IG. And Knight, who's already sitting at 3 items, by the way. Going to be so powerful.
Still got both of his summers available. Is Ben going to be targeting these side lanes. And there's more than enough damage between JJ and Rookie to cut through this health bar. Great seismic shove as well. There is no friends on this side of the map for Ben. And BLG and IG are just piloted these team fights so well. And on cue, though, we do see JJ get caught under the turret from a Chains of Corruption, but gets out to safety. Cannot commit the full combo down there, so the tier 2 turret will fall as well. And
yeah, right now, instead, IG are actually in a really strong position, and they're approaching Dragon Soul. Oh,
going after a Knight who gets picked off again by Rookie. This Chase gets 0 value. IG are laser focused on these picks, want to force this series the distance. And the way they're firing, the way Gala's cooking, it's only inevitable by this point. Flashes for the crit shot, goes back to the curtain call. Finally, Elk is able to dodge one of these bullets. He'll survive, but surviving is not enough. There's thriving moments for IG. The Shy, the only one to go down to Beichuan, but Baron going to be the call here as Invictus Gaming look for the dagger.
Hey, very easily going to be taken here. Nice fight coming through from Invictus Gaming. And yeah, they want this series to go the distance, and it's looking like they're going to have the tools to be able to make it happen. No response so far from BLG these last 10 minutes or so. It's just been all IG all game long. Now with the big purple worm in their pocket. And it's important to note, too, the way IG do a good job of splitting these fights up. Really, the only thing you're concerned about... Oh, I need to hold that.
Bye-bye on. Nice solar flare in the back end there from Mako to catch Ben out as well. JJ hits the Sonic Wave, goes in after Knight once again. Before he can get any value out of this Jace, he's immediately down to a 10th percentage of his HP, and Hextech Soul is up for the taking for Invictus Gaming.
Man, there's just going to be no response. There's no way BLG can actually contest this one, so another big powerful buff, I should say, goes over the way of IG. Fed he is if he gets 100 to 0 before he can do any damage.
And it doesn't matter if you drafted a tank frontline if they can't survive a 4-item Gala who pops Knight from halfway across the screen. Owen flies in. He's just trying to save his mid laner, and he will fall with him. It is all up Invictus Gaming right now. They are picking off BLG one by one, and Beichuan is next to fall. Invictus Gaming 6-game win streak still within their grasp. The way they are dominating game 2, it's all going to come down to each team's final game on Summoner's Rift for the Rumble stage.
And right now, you got to imagine, I think this game is basically done. They're going to look and see if they can get a bit more, but the very minimum inhibitors are going to fall. And if they really want to push this one, yeah, I think they can just send it. Seismic Shove doesn't land, but they do so much damage here. I don't know.
They're going to go. They're going to try and get out. BLG are going to chase them out. They have a TP flight coming from behind. Ben, where's my team? He needs help. Gala's just crunching him right now. The piercing arrow sets up Rookie for a huge Seraph shield, so he goes back forward, and this should be the final breath for BLG. Another great solar flare from Mako, and they've got waves coming forward. Nice TP flank, Knight. See you later. JJ's lethality. Varus is too big of a brunt to bear. Golden form comes out for Beichuan. Doesn't matter. They're heralded towards their fountain. They're going to have to watch their base explode. What a response from Invictus Gaming. Pitching a near shutout against BLG, and we are going for 3.
Yeah, and a really great response from IG after a pretty difficult loss for them in game 1. Now they've caught themselves up.
I really do feel like the Xayah comes out a big winner here for Gala. He does have the most ability to deny BLG the execution of the comp they want to play, I feel. Cancel goes back a couple of times, but the waves are thinned out. in the moment from Mako and Gala. Still going to get the Vault Breaker through as Mako tries to cover the dive brush. They're going to turn their attention towards Beitwan, who does get root collared up. He gets a shield from his E, needs to flash, goes for it very late, but still able to get out to safety. And now they're going to regress for the dive. They have the Elise, really potent in these dives, being able to drop the aggro, but they'll just take the plate instead and try and walk out. But Dredgeline sinks through for Mako. Here's the all-in coming across. The Sunlock onto the Elise. On didn't even get to go into that repel, and it's disastrous for BLG. IG, knowing that Gala is in a much more commanding spot than Elk. Nonetheless, we're trying to sneak some dragons from Beitwan. Knocking this one down. Mako has not figured it out just yet, and On is flashing after Mako to get the cocoon to lock through. Electrocute, Ignite, more than enough for Elk to get the kill with one more auto. That's Dragon and a kill on the way out for Bilibili.
Yeah, it feels really good for them. And become really powerful later. Just gets that much more accelerated with 2 kills.
Both AD carries in pristine position. There's another cocoon going to sink here for On, and Gala has to pop the barrier and the flash, but guess what? Here's the turn from JJ. Has the Grand Starfall. There's no way out for Elk, so he desperately tries to trade Gala. No siree. Feats of Warfare right on cue as the first ult from Pantheon is pristine.
Yeah, really good answer there from JJ, and that's just something BLG they're going to have to be aware of. They don't have the match for something like that Grand Starfall. So they need to be sure
On
of his location and On. Goodbye.
Face check. He's going to repel the first hook, but the root comes across on the auto from Mako. A couple more slams. The Ignite should do it, but the spear pointed right at On's way.
I think you can go for 2 and just walk away.
Got top lane prio. There's a wave crashing mid. Just got to be worried about JJ getting close by, but there's no Grand Starfall for now. It's on a timer, and you called it well. Beat down. Just going to go for 2.
Oh, I guess they want 3.
Come back over. They got Maiden. On's here.
Maiden, and they got the wave top side, so easy prio for them.
IG. We are finally somewhat on course for
Oh
a
my
close
god.
game for those
oh
fights.
my god. Oh my god. I don't think we are anymore. I think that close game is
Yeah,
over now.
yeah, I slowed down because my eyes were telling me my words were lying to you all. So that is that two different games this series where we've seen a turret drop like near the same time with full plates. It's pretty disgusting. IG are going to just force a turn, though, with that global ultimate power. Owen had no idea. You just can't account for this Pantheon flying on in, and ooh, that one's going to sting for Bin. Does not flash over the fat wall. Nearly makes it a trade nonetheless, but that is a shy double kill and a shutdown of this Yorick.
I think for IG to be in, because now it's going to be a point where, ooh.
Good flash. Elk gets away from all those feathers. And the blade caller, oh my word, Beitwan. This is a one-way trip, buddy. If it was anybody but Zaya, I like that play. It's anybody but Zaya.
He's just taking a sip of his coffee like, everyone close your eyes, guys. We didn't see that.
Hey, you know, he got both summers out. That's what we focus on. Oh, never mind. God didn't even flash. That's a flash from Ondo. Goodbye, rookie. Doesn't even channel the shockwave in time. And this TP from the Shy, also late to the function.
On this mini-map, and I'm looking at some red pictures to move his way. Okay, rookie's going to TP. There you go.
Just in time. That turret's gone if rookie's not up in the
Yeah.
My God. Let me try and get the ghouls close enough. I mean, one spade slam, he gets at least a plate. Ondo had to repel. Smite not going to find it.
Oh, they're going.
Fall through. They're diving on in for Olin. There's a TP behind, but this Elise is as good as dead. Can the turn come across, though? This is a very strong Yorick, and in flies the Knight with the golden left hand, looking to swat down IG. JJ first to fall, cease and assist through for the Shy. The counter-strike stun will only delay the inevitable. Great turn from Bilibili to clean up that skirmish, and their main prize is going to be more plates and more gold to Bin.
And Bin is just eating good today, as the only real trade is going to be rookie.
Yeah, it's like transferable value of these gold leads, right? And
yeah.
You don't get as much value out of a 1.5k Pantheon ahead as where Bin's at, and maybe we're Knights heading because that looked too easy, and Maiden kill.
He's getting
my God, the goals! He got slurped to death. The Bin did it. JJ has to watch his top laner fall. This game is slipping out of the grasp of IG minute by minute.
Worrying about the cocoon shot and to make sure he doesn't end up going down, but still getting chunked out in the process. So really,
yeah, now he loses
he's
his
in
turret.
danger.
Oh, nice Feather Storm. Can't cast it when I lock you down, Beichuan says. Cease and desist, gets the Vault Breaker through. This is the uber aggressive BLG. Talked about it. It's so poetic that the solo lanes get those first 2 kills to set it off, because the solo lanes for BLG are the driving force of this team.
Hey, IG, go away. Go away. You're not
Bad
welcome
fight.
here. Bad. I need a water bottle.
The finish will come across a bit quicker here as Elk will help shred it. They're going to TP and bin, though, as IG are starting to posture to try and get in for this Otacon, but it is a burning away. And before they even get a look at it, Otacon goes the way of BLG, and they will just run their way out. I can't believe I'm saying this. They don't want to fight. They don't need to fight.
Well, you're right that they don't need to. And to be honest, it's fine to walk away, too. I'm surprised the Shy actually goes for that TP. It was over before he channeled it. Oh, are we just sending it?
We're 5-manning for a tier 1 turret. They get a 2-man shockwave onto Elk and Beichuan. That's going to earn them the turret, so all right.
Sure.
Knight is the JJ. Oh my god, they have all of IG. This is a 4-man on tonight. This guy, all right, the wave's not even here.
It was to clear the wave. It was to clear the wave.
Okay, all right, so they get the wave up. Knight, oh, the flash does not come before the stun. A good try to sneak on out, but he will fall along with that tier 1 turret. They're going to give away that Cloud Soul Drake up to Cloud Soul Point. So at least this time around, IG are cross-mapping to isn't either. Finally, it comes through. BLG will take the win of getting that TP out of the Shy and calm things back down, but they've lost track towards the mid lane. And with Demolish, down goes that Shy. Tries to hold off any sort of flank angles. Now we jockey around the Cloud Soul, but IG, they really just aren't in a position to ever fight this one. And boy, did Knight show them why, bopping them down with the golden left hand for Bilibili Gaming. It took forever for a fight to break out, but when it came, it was a wash. Down full IG just like that. An ace at the 29th minute mark.
And a big ace at that, because I'm pretty sure that's going to be the end of the series here. Slayer, the spawn timers are too long, and while it wasn't as fast as what we're used to, it ended up being pretty exciting.
The series had no lasting stakes on your group ascent standings, but momentum-wise, down falls the IG win streak in 2 defiantly dominating games for BLG. They play the map better, and they go into playoffs 12-6.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.